You are listening to episode 244 of the Peaceful Mind Podcast. Welcome to the Peaceful Mind Podcast, a place for creating the peace of mind you need to be the best mom you are created by God to be. If you want to bring more balance, more joy, and more peace to your motherhood, this is the place for you. I'm your host, certified life coach and Catholic mom, Danielle Tino. In the name of the Father, of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, let's get started. Hello, beautiful mamas. Welcome to the podcast. I'm excited for what I think is going to be a sweet little episode today, one that I've entitled Split Second Prayers for a Happier Life. This is a concept that I have weaved into my life, and it has given me so much more peace of mind. It has taken off the pressure to have, be spending lots of time and lots of energy in one area. It has helped me see that little incremental connections can make a huge difference. And it also is a great reminder that anytime I can build in a quick pause and redirect my mind to something that is more helpful and serving to my life and a different way of looking at something, a perspective, then it's always going to benefit me. Before we jump in, though, I thought I would give you a little bit of a life update. I know that I recently was on one of my group coaching calls, and there was a little bit of time left. And I said, so, hey, anybody want to ask any, just have any questions you want to ask me? And I know that on my own end of my coaching sessions with my own coach, I'm always so curious a little bit about what's going on with them personally. And so just as I am recording this podcast, it is about 1 month before it will actually go live. But when I'm looking at the calendar from when I have it scheduled, it is the day after a huge milestone birthday for me. So I will actually be on vacation, a vacation that is purposely put at this milestone birthday because I love celebrating wins. And it's a huge win that I have the privilege of another trip around the sun, that God has blessed me with another year of life. And as I cross the threshold of a new decade, I wanted to go big. So I am at a tropical destination right now with my husband, while my son is enjoying his break at school. And so fun. And I'm just excited to share that. And one thing I definitely know is happening is that I'm pretty positive that I am doing lots of these split second prayers, especially the one that is thanking God for all my blessings and the fact that I can take this trip and celebrate, like I said, another a year of life here on earth. So with that, let's dive in to the message that I want you to contemplate, think about, see if you want to adopt to your life. And today we're going to be focusing on the spirituality part, the spiritual wellness that we have in our life, and that includes our prayer life. Many, many moms that I'm helping have more peace of mind is where we're moving from a shift from being overwhelmed, where we're having a lot in our schedule, where we're feeling a little bit like we're trying to pack everything in and juggle lots of stuff. And so this one is about helping you see your prayer life a little bit differently, in the way that, yes, if we can spend more time consciously in prayer, if you are of my faith, which is the Catholic faith, that might look like we think about being at Mass or a holy hour, praying the rosary. But I want to offer that there's, in addition to those wonderful things that might not always be available to us or at our disposal, but I want to offer that you can have the same benefits, or you can definitely have benefits from taking on the activity of using split-second prayers. So we've all heard that the fastest place from point A to point B is a straight line. And in our lives, we are often wanting to make everything go on be in a straight line, but that doesn't really happen, right, mamas? We've got lots of things that are pulling us off of our path of what we wanted to do or accomplish or get done, or what we're hoping is just naturally happening. We are constantly having things that pull us off the path, that we can talk about it as distractions, or we can have a new circumstance come into our cyclone swirl, and that would be something like unexpected, or just life and what it brings when you have kids that you are raising, or maybe you're adding a child to your family, or the children are getting older, or we're moving into a different stage of motherhood, right? So we want to be able to develop more peace of mind, and one way to do that is to pray more. And if you're someone who's thinking that it's not as possible, or maybe you're thinking, I don't do it as much as I want to, I want to offer that to try and work into your day what I'm calling split-second prayers. So what I mean by this is it's just a few words that not only they don't have to be said out loud, but it is redirecting your mind in prayer form, but you are just doing a very short sentence. And these are my favorite split-second prayers to be able to integrate into your life, that there really isn't, I guess what's coming to my mind to say offhand is there isn't really an excuse not to be able to say something so fast, and except for us having our mind directed in other places. But if you can direct it, can you practice directing more to having words like, I trust in you. Thank you so very much. I believe. Help my unbelief. Help me. I love you. Literally, those short sentences are so impactful if you are saying them in a way that is directing your mind to heaven, to God, to Jesus. As faith-focused moms, you can benefit so much with taking on working into your life split-second prayers. I have done this and really built a habit, and it makes a huge difference. I've talked about this when I'm helping you achieve other goals, different goals, about how brains love laser focus and how small incremental actions and steps can really have compound effects, and that they really do add up. And I am coming from the belief that any connection at all is in a positive direction for our life, for our spiritual life. Anytime we can work in some direction of our mind towards what is the main source of peace, which is Christ. And when I picture it on the other end, that God is just, He's there, right? He's directing our life. He can widen our path. He can light it up. He can put in circumstances that we might deem as being negative, but He knows the bigger plan. And so He's there with us at all times. And I just kind of view it, my perspective is a little bit like he would love for us to converse with him. He would love for us to be able to spend like quality time with him, thinking about him, talking with him, right? Asking what our wishes are, asking for blessings, praying on other people's behalf, things like that. But I also know that he understands our earthly experience and he understands what's going on in our life and what we have going on. And so I do believe, I just picture him anytime, no matter how small, we pause and direct our mind and think thoughts of him and say things like, help me, or I love you, or thank you, or I trust in you, or I do believe, but help my unbelief. I just picture him with a little smile. It doesn't take much. And I also know that a lot of you moms put a lot of pressure on yourself or feel bad that that you want to have more of a prayer life, but that desire isn't coming into fruition like externally. And so I'm hoping that this episode will give you a little insight that even a little bit means a lot and can make a big difference. So I gave you what I think are like the most impactful split-second prayers. And you can add God to it, Jesus, Christ, whatever like feels good to you, or you can simply say the words. But imagine if you just stop and pause and you look around and you just say, thank you, Jesus. And then you have to move along, or you say, I trust in you. Maybe you feel a little bit worried or unsettled about something, and you literally take your mind to him and you say, I trust you, Jesus. Or you're, lacking a little confidence and, you have to do this scary thing, and you might just be like, okay, I believe, but help my unbelief. Like, I just want to offer you to hopefully help you feel more peace that it can be enough. So let's talk about a couple examples in our busy mom lives where we could utilize this, right? Let's say these are some real life scenarios that I'm just going to use as example. Let's say you are like feeling rushed to pack school lunches, but you stop and you say, thank you for this food and the energy it will bring to my children. Okay? Done. It's so impactful. Let's say you're in the middle of a toddler's tantrum. Help me. Help me find patience in this moment. Split seconds it takes to think it, to say it, but it's so impactful. How about driving our kids to their activities? I trust you to keep us safe on this journey. Maybe you're running late for a meeting or an appointment, and you take your mind and say to yourself and pray, I trust that everything will work out. Let's say we're looking at the house and everything around, and we're feeling overwhelmed by the household tasks and what's left to be done. But we say, help me find peace in this chaos. I love when we're just noticing something about our kids. There are those times, right, moms, when things are going well. I just had this experience this weekend when I visited my daughter, and we were laughing and she was smiling. And I just quickly said, thank you. Thank you for her joy and laughter. Perhaps you're comforting a sick child in the middle of the night. I love you, Lord, and trust your healing hands. We're trying to balance our work and our family responsibilities. But it doesn't take much to have a split-second prayer that will be something like, help me manage this with grace. Maybe we're feeling disconnected from our partner. We want to spend more time with our spouse, or we feel like we haven't been on the same wavelength, or whatever around this disconnection. What about we just take our mind to heaven and say, I love you and I seek your guidance in our relationship? What about taking a moment for yourself, even if it's brief? And when that's happening, you just say, thank you for this small moment of rest. It might even be right when, I don't know, there's pounding on the door at the bathroom and we just hear, mama, 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 right? But that is noticed by heaven. It does have impact. It will provide a positive result. It all adds up. It will bring you more peace. It will aid you. I love the prayer, I believe, help my unbelief, because what this split-second one does is it reminds me that I do feel confident in my faith, but I'm also a human being, and I also have doubts sometimes, and I get a little scared, and I kind of philander and go to the fear over the faith sometime. So I feel like this prayer hits it both. It makes that statement like, I believe in you. I believe all is well, but also I'm a human being with a human brain, and it gets scared sometimes, so help my unbelief. And so one of the ways where I see where this split-second prayer comes in is like, maybe I'm struggling over a tough decision, or I've got some mom guilt about something. I would say something like, I believe I'm doing my best, but help my unbelief that it's not good enough. A lot of times we can relate to each other when we talk about we worry about our child's future. And then I might use a split-second prayer here and say, I believe you have a plan for them, but help my unbelief when I question it. When I'm feeling overwhelmed and maybe questioning my ability to handle it all, I could say, I believe I'm capable, but help my unbelief because I'm feeling inadequate. And trying to trust God in His timing, I know is something that we all want, and that we all want to get better at, and we want to build our trust muscles. So when we are like maybe in a stressful moment, we can say, I believe you're in control, but help my unbelief when things don't go as planned. And literally, to build that trust muscle, we want to practice directing our mind to the simple split-second prayer of, I trust you. I trust you, Jesus. I trust you, Lord. I trust in you. Maybe that can be enough for some of you for now, is to just say the words, even if you're saying it in your mind or to yourself. And can or do you think when you hear this, it's something you want to start adding to your life? Does it sound doable? Does it sound easy? I hope that it does. I hope that your brain's open and receptive to like, oh yeah, I think I want to try doing that more. I think that this is something I've never really, tried before. Or maybe you're realizing as I'm talking to this, that things are coming up for you that are saying like, yeah, but that's not enough. Or, oh, yeah, I think I've been thinking that I needed to like have everything in place first and have like a total quiet hour and no kids are around and remove the distractions. And I want to be like, yes, if that's possible in your life right now. Like where I am in my stage of motherhood, that does come more often. But it didn't. It didn't when I had the 3 young babies. And it didn't when I was in the middle of like running them all to all of their activities. But what I could do, and what would definitely brought more joy and happiness to my life, and this feeling of connection, and that I'm trying and doing my best, and thinking that I think He notices every little time I do a split-second prayer, but it just brought more happiness to my life and definitely more peace, because anytime we connect with prayer, that is our lifeline to more peace. And so I hope that you can work in some split-second prayers to your life, and for you to overcome any kind of objections in your mind that says it's not good enough or it needs to be more. And kind of own where you are in your stage of motherhood and just say, would even split-second prayers be more beneficial and helpful than nothing at all if that is what's happening for you at this moment? Could, even if you are like going to church regularly or feeling like your prayer life's great, like, could you see if you could add a little bit more of these into your day and sprinkle? Maybe at first we're like setting some reminders, or we're writing them down on Post-it notes in different places so that it's directing your mind. But it will get easier with practice, and like everything that I want for you, I know that one of the results is that you will have more peace of mind. So I believe, help my unbelief. Help me, Jesus. I love you, God. Thank you so much. I trust in you. Try these split-second prayers and have this provide your simple way to connect with your faith during even your busiest moments of motherhood. All right, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. And if so, I would love for you to hit those 5 stars and leave me a review. Adding reviews and following me, it helps the podcast be distributed and get in front of more moms out there who are looking to have more peace and joy in their life. And as always, if there's any further things that I can help you with, if you're interested in finding out what it's like to work with me and have a life coach, then you'll find all you need in the show notes. So I'm probably not going to listen to my own podcast this week, but I'm going to just say it right now, even ahead of time. Happy birthday to me. And I'll say a split-second prayer like, thank you so much, God, for this privilege to be on this earth and to be speaking to these beautiful mamas today. All right, everyone. I will see you again here next week. Until then, peace be with you always. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode of the Peaceful Mind podcast. If you found value in today's episode, I'd be so grateful if you could subscribe and leave a review. It not only supports the podcast, but ensures you don't miss out on future episodes packed with insights and tools to create peace of mind in your busy mom life. And if you're of the Catholic faith like me, or any Christian mom seeking to feel better in any area of your life and to show up more calm, connected, and confident, I can help. Become an empowered mom who knows how to bring about the changes you desire, no matter the circumstances. Whether you need one-on-one guidance to get there, prefer a group coaching program with like-minded women, or a self-study course, I've got you covered. Explore my private one-on-one packages, join my Busy to Balance group life coaching program, or delve into my signature course, Divine Time. To find out which path is right for you, let's meet and see what's the best fit. Schedule a free call with me at danielleteenel.com or send me a direct message on Facebook or Instagram at Danielle Teenel Coaching. And also, don't forget to get your copy of my book, The Cyclone Mom Method, How to Call on Your God-Given Power to Remain Calm, in Control, and Confident as a Busy Mom. Dive into the digital and bonus audio version when you go to book.danielleteenel.com/new-book. You'll find all the details in the show notes too. Until next time, peace be with you always.